Susie, and wherever you could be catching us from, I want to tell you that I thank you for always keeping it at West Nile TV. And just like I had said, it is our sports show, and this is where we do everything that goes on within sport, starting with local stories, and then of course we get to go to national stories, and then we close the hour with international stories. Being a Tuesday, you definitely know that there were a lot that probably went down over the weekend in there, and this is where we give you all the updates of whatever it is that has gone, or whatever it is that transpired over the weekend, or whatever it is that is yet to come, fixtures, results, table standings, and all that. Yeah, a couple of interesting games did go down over the weekend. We did see regional league going down. We did see there is big league going down. We also did see UPL going down. We're also expecting a couple of fixtures that could be coming over this weekend that is coming through. And then also how the table standings look like is something that I shall be discussing with you here. And we hopefully will be riding with you up to there is 3 p.m. Don't you go away, and keep it locked to West Nile TV. Starting with, of course, the local stories in there. Remember, match day 6, that is within the regional league, went down with a couple of games that did go through. We did have these games, of course, started going down. Match day 6 started going through from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Whistle Time Desk did a compilation of all these games that, of course, did go down, and this is where, of course, we shall be giving to you everything that went down over the weekend. Starting Friday, of course, we did see a game that went down between Arua Airfield and, of course, Nebi Central. We also did see Parombo Mission Stars playing Padia Rising Stars. These were the two fixtures that definitely went down on Friday, and the results were in that Nebi Central did beat Arua Airfield. And remember, Arua Airfield was home. Their home ground is no longer Jericho, where, of course, they did play. There is their 4th League Division games. Their home ground now is Ababet Greenlight Stadium, home of Onduparaka Football Club. That is where Airfield hosts in their game. Remember, before this results, Airfield went to Clover Rainbow at a Hospital View Arena, and they did win that game 2-0. But then, when it came to their time to host Nebi Central, that they are currently in the table, or they sit on top of the table, Nebi Central did wallop them 6 goals, there is to 1. And then we did see Parombo Missions and Padia Rising Stars are playing to a stalemate, that is a barren draw. They did play that game 0-0 in there. And then Saturday, we also did have fixtures that went down. We did see Alpha Rising Stars taking Nile Hippos, and then Paida United did take Ovisoni, and then Ottoman did play Okokoro, and Total did play Nyangelia in there. For the results on Saturday, we did see Alpha Rising Stars and Nile Hippos are playing to a 1-1 draw, and then when it came to Paida United and Ovisoni, Ovisoni lost to Paida United 5-0 in there. And then when it came to Ottoman and Okokoro, Ottoman did beat Okokoro 4-1. And then down to Total and Nyangilia, Total took the bragging rights for the day, and they did beat there is a Nyangilia 1-0 in there. And then there was supposed to be a game on there is a Saturday, which was between, of course, Jumani Town Council and there is Barakala City. This game did not play. It was postponed due to unavoidable circumstances. And of course, we also did see a couple of games that went down for there is of course for there is Saturday and Friday in there, and the results that I have given you are definitely the results of that did go down. Just like I had said, Arua City and Kuluva Rainbow did take it out on a city derby on Sunday, and we also did see Araka taking on a Bika City, if you like, you can call them Barakala City, and then Andruvu United played there is a Koboko Rising Stars, and then Tipsha did play Odramchaku Football Club. And in the results, Pakwachi Young Stars beat Okolo Central 5-1. And then we did see Arua City and Kuluva Rainbow playing to a 1-1 draw in there. And then for Araka, that did take on a Bike City or Barakala City. This was a Yumbe derby, I presume. We also did see Bike City or Barakala losing to there is Araka 1-0 in there. And then Andruvu and Koboko Rising Stars played a 2-2. We did register a couple of goals scored. Those were 4 goals scored in that very single game. And then Tipsha lost to there is a Odramchako in the hands of Sadat. And is commonly called as Lolo. Lolo, Lolo, congratulations for Odramchako beating there is a Tipsha 3 goals to there is 0 in there. And of course, that is that. And if you will see some of the games that will be coming, we shall be seeing Ovisoni play Pakwach youngsters at Ezuku Primary School in there, and some of the fixtures definitely that will be coming through. That is how the games did go down in the West Nile Regional League in there. And of course, how the tables have taken in shape after match day 6 within there is the West Nile Regional League. Include in that we shall be starting with that is of course Nile Zone. In Nile Zone, in position number 1, we have of course Odramchako that has accumulated 13 points after there is playing 6 games. Of course, every other person here has played 6 games apart from a Germany Town Council and Kochi Urban. The rest have played 6 games. So this is how the table standings look like for a match day 6 that has been played within there is the West Nile Regional League. Just like I said, in position number 1, Odramchako sits on top of the table with 13 points, and then followed by Boko Rising Stars with also 13 points, closely followed by Total that sits in position number 3 with there is 12 points, and then 11 points is a Raka Football Club that sits in position number 4, and then position number 5 we have a Germany Town Council. They have 10 points with 9 points in position number 6. We have Okokoro United, and then in position number 7 we have Ottoman, and they have 7 points. Another 7 points is Barakala City that sit in position number 8. And then in position number 9, and in the red zone, we have Tipsha that have 7 points. We have in position number 10, Nyangilia Super Eagles. They also have 7 points. And then in position number 11, we have Kochi Urban that have only 3 points. And then Androvu United that sit last on the table, Nile Zone for West Nile Regional League. They have only 1 point. And crossing to there is a Nyagaki zone. We have a Nebi Central that sits in position number 1 with 16 points. And then in position number 2, we have Paida United that have accumulated 13 points. In position number 3, we have Pokwachi Young Stars, and they have 11 points. And also tied to the same 11 points in position number 4, we have Alpha Rising Stars, if you like, you can call them Leah Football Club. And then in position number 5, we have Arua Airfield that have accumulated 11 points also. And in position number 6, we have Nile Hippos that have accumulated 8 points. Also on 8 points together with Nile Hippos is Kuluva Rainbow that sits in position number 7. And then position number 8, of course, is Parombo Mission Stars, and they have 7 points. And then another 7 points in position number 9 is Padia Rising Stars, and of course these ones are in the red zone already. In position number 10, we have Arua City. They have collected 6 points only. And then in position number 11, we have in Nyagaki zone Okolo Central with 3 points, and then 1 point is Ovisoni. That is how the table standings looks like in West Nile Regional League for both zones. There is for both Nyagak and of course Nile zone in there. And of course, just like I had said, there are a couple of games that definitely also will be coming within there is the West Nile Regional League. Just like I had said, Stanbic Uganda Cup will be continuing. That is on 11th, next Wednesday, December 2024, where we shall be seeing Pakwachi Youngsters that, of course, did beat Alpha Rising Stars in their previous game that they played in Uganda Cup. They did beat Alpha Rising Stars. And next, they will be taking on Nebi Central at St. Mary's Barrow match. And we hope what always happens will not repeat itself. No complaints from both teams that referees were this, referees were that. Muzami Lokura. You people this time around should beat Nebi Central. But I'm quite sure they're also preparing. I know the level of preparation you guys have is quite very huge. And thank you for watching. From Paida, say hi to Marvin. And tell him you'll be dragging Marvin also to come and watch with you. That is Muzami. Thank you so much for always loving West Nile TV and Whistle Time in particular. And the two upcoming fixtures for Pakwach Youngsters, one will be this very Sunday, where they will be traveling to West Nile. There is a rural district where we shall be seeing Pakwach Youngsters taking on there is Ovisoni Football Club at Ezuku Primary School. And then in there is the Uganda Cup. We shall be seeing that Pakwach Youngsters will be taking on Nebi Central at St. Mary's Bar or match in Pakwach. In the wish you all the best and let the best team win. If you don't play hard, if you don't work hard and get the goals, if you don't win, let us not see tear gas, let us not see complaints. Let's accept whatever result comes through. There is the message that, of course, I in person as Susie is passing on to you, Muzamil, and the entire team, plus the rest of the teams that are in there. And that is that of course we have within there is the local stories in there, and we shall be crossing to there is a big league. Remember, within a big league, of course, there were a couple of games that did go down over the weekend. We did see a couple of games going down over the weekend. We did see Onduparaka having a game. We did see Calvary playing, there is a Kataka Football Club in Big League. We also did see Chiinda Boys taking on Karokarunji. We did see Onduparaka Football Club hosting there is a Blacks Power. Buhimba also did have a date with the Rua Hill Soccer Club. Mida played Besoga United. Ntunga Sazei played Gaddafi. And then at Barukuru, we did see the Black Angels are hosting there is Kataka. We're starting with whatever it is that took place in Yumbe. There is a Midigo, where of course Calvary hosted the Eastern Citizens, I should say. That is, of course, Kataka Football Club. And Calvary did beat them 2-1. And then also, we did see in Betham City, Chiinda Boys did play Karokarunji. And Karokarunji did lose to Chiinda Boys 1-0. And then at Greenlight Stadium on Onduparaka, we did see Onduparaka Football Club hosting Blacks Power and beating them properly 3-0. And then also at Chigaya Primary School grounds, we did see a data between Rua Hill Soccer Club and Buhimba, where of course the miseries of a Royal Soccer Club still continue. They lost to there is a Buhimba 2-1. And then also at Kongunga ground, we did see Mida taking on Busoga United. Busoga United lost 1-0 to there is Mida. And then at Mitiana Saza Cup ground, we did see Ntunga Sazei taking on Gaddafi, and Gaddafi did beat them 1-0. And then at Barukuru, just like I had said, we did see the Black Angels hosting in there is a Kataka, and Kataka was beaten by the Black Angels 1-0. And this goal came through from a free kick that of course was taken by Suleiman Jamal. If you like, you can also call him Ozungwa. Suleiman Jamal, in Paida is called Marcelo. Marcelo, okay. Whichever way you choose to call him. There was a free kick that came through from a foul, and Marcelo took this free kick directly into the net. But then there was one substitute that came through. There is Mr. Par Benjamin, who has been on suspension and injuries, you all know, from the recent games. He came in as a substitute, I think, in the late hours of this game, and he touched the ball a little bit, which saw the free kick that came from Marcelo into there is at the back of the net. That, of course, did see by the Black Angels winning in that game. And remember, by the Black Angels is playing in this very game. Of course, without there is the assistant coach, there is Mr. Hassan in there. And of course, how these games went down is something that I want us to look into with you into. There is the in-depth analysis of at least one or two fixtures in there. Remember, just like I had said, for the Black Angels, they are playing these games without, of course, their assistant coach, that is Mr. Hassan, who I think is on suspension for 2 weeks. 1 week is gone, remain 1 week to go. How this other week goes and how it ends, whether he returns back or not, is something we shall bring to you here for discussion after, of course, the end of the 2 weeks. And some of the conditions that have been put to him as he returns is something we shall also be discussing here after the weeks elapse, to see whether he will be able to of course fulfill them or not. On whether he returns to Barakuru or not is something that we shall also be discussing. And just like Big League did go down over the weekend, our next fixtures will include Chigezi Homeboys will be taking on Chienda Boys, and then Blacks Power will be hosting Pai the Black Angels. We shall be seeing Boma taking on Buhimba, and then Busoga will be taking on Ntunga Saze, and Karokarunji will be taking on Calvary, as Onduparaka travel to the eastern side of the country, where they shall be taking on, there is Onduparaka will be taking on in there. And how the table standings look like from the games that went down over the weekend, we have Calvary that sits on top of the table with 17 points. And then in position number 2, we have Gaddafi that has also 17 points. Position number 3, we have Blacks Power that have accumulated 16 points. In position number 4, we have Onduparaka Football Club, and they have 15 points. And then Boma sits in position number 5 with, of course, 15 points. And then Pai the Black Angels sits in position number 16. In position number 6, sorry, with, of course, 13 points. And then in position number 7, we have Buhimba. They have accumulated 12 points. And then we have Chienda Boys that also have 12 points, and they sit in position number 8. Position number 9 is Chigezi Homeboys. They have 10 points. And then position number 10 is Kataka. They also have 10 points. Position number 11 is Karokarunji, who have accumulated 9 points. And then 8 points is in position number 12 is Ntunga Saze. And then in position number 13, we have Arua Hill Soccer Club. They have accumulated 7 points. Busoga United sits in position number 14 with, of course, 5 points, and then 5 points. In the last position is Mida. They sit in position number 15 in there. That is how, of course, the table standings looks like for there is after the games that, of course, did go down over the weekend. I did give you the results. I also did give you the next fixtures that will be coming, and now I have just given you the table standings. Definitely, that is how your team stands in, which position your team is in. What team your team plays next is also something that definitely we shall be seeing. Remember, earlier on, I want us to look at something about referees as we close up for there is the halftime. Remember, as the league started, the federation did bring out a list of referees that, of course, had been suspended, others for life, others for 10 years, others for 5 years, 7 years, due to match fixing and bribe. Those stories that definitely we shall leave to discuss for some other day. Now remember, ex-referee Chimboa, do we remember him? He pins administrators on there is a match fixing. A former FUFA referee, Richard Chimboa, believes football administrators are to blame for the growing habit of match fixing in Ugandan football. Chimboa, a medical doctor who currently lives in the United States and was officiating in the Uganda Premier League until the end of last season, speaking to there is, of course, a Whistle Time desk, speaking to one of the Ugandan fans, Chimboa was reacting to FUFA's recent statement on banned persons with match officials comprising the biggest number in there. It is a sad development, but referees go through a lot of hardships which could influence their behavior, he stated. I think the referees are very marginalized amongst all the football stakeholders in Uganda, yet we are the most important in the game, he revealed before expounding. You can imagine a referee invests in becoming top in his profession, but when it comes to payments, they are the least catered for. Those are some of the words that come through from an ex-referee in there. The payments are very little and never come on time in Uganda, and even facilitation like on match days rarely comes on time, meaning these facilitations on match days and the payments and all that, definitely they do come like after, and yet you as a referee, you would want to use some of these monies. And he said, we see a lot of sponsorship deals by the leagues or federation, but rarely do we hear referees being talked about, yet the referees buy themselves everything, right from their match day kits, whistles, pay fees to train, etc. But when it gets to payments, it's peanuts, very little. He gave an example of the recent sudden death of Peter Kabugo while on duty. The attention are saying it would be different if it was an administrator or a footballer. Chiboa is a victim of alleged match fixing and was once suspended for 2 years, but he was never given reason for FUFA's action. However, he says some of these decisions are out of malice and also questioned some of the verdicts. And he goes ahead and says, if we have referees, footballers, and administrators are banned, what happens to the clubs that benefited from such? We saw Juventus being demoted for such, but here nothing happens. Chiboa also sent scathing attacks on referees' bodies who promote persons based on personal interests and not merit, something that explains that why at the moment Uganda hasn't sent referees to top international tournaments like AFCON and World Cup, among others. Those are some of the complaints definitely that came through from the ex, referee in complaint to there is in complaint to the current banned list of referees that the federation did bring out in there. And remember, there is also a story in there is a basketball that I want us to look at. Nairobi City Thunder ends a City Oilers ball dreamer in there. Remember, Nairobi City Thunders, of course, did take on our own Ugandan side. There is the City Oilers. Nairobi delivered a historic performance, of course, to end a City Oilers' quest for a third consecutive appearance in the Basketball Africa League in there. The tournament host secured a 72-62 victory in a thrilling semi-final clash at the Kasarani Indoor Arena in Nairobi that took place yesterday. With this triumph that we did see the Nairobi Thunders getting over our own City Oilers, Nairobi City Thunder became the first Kenyan team to qualify for the prestigious continental stage, etching their name in the books of African basketball. The Nairobi City Thunder started a strong opening, a 7-point lead. That is 8-11 at the end of that is the first quarter. They continued to dictate the tempo in the second quarter, slightly extending the advantage to there is 8 points, 34-26 by halftime. City Oilers faced a major setback in third quarter when key player Titus Luel left the court after suffering an awkward injury in there. Despite their efforts to close the gap, the Oilers couldn't match the intensity of the home team. The Thunder maintained a 9-point lead, 54-45 heading into the final period, fueled by there is the roaring support from their fans. Remember, they were home and the City Oilers were the visitors. Nairobi City Thunder sealed the victory with a balanced team effort. Ata Majok led the charge with, of course, 17 points, followed by Uche with 16 points, and then Taylor with 12, and Garandinga Cole with 11 points in there. For City Oilers, Parish Petty collected, of course, 23 points, Falando Jones 15 points, and Israel Oyoro 12 points respectively, where these are the only players to score in double digits, but their efforts weren't enough to overcome the hosts' dominance in there. With this remarkable win, Nairobi City Thunder advanced to there is the East Division Tournament final, where they will face Creole Star in a bid for the ultimate glory in there that definitely will be taking them to another national basketball tournament in there. For City Oilers, they get to come back to the country, go back to the drawing board and train more harder. Those are some of the stories that we had for you in the first half of the show. Don't you go away. We shall return back shortly for the second half of the show with more of the stories.
Welcome everyone to our live coverage of this UEFA Europa League game from East London, where it's match day 1 in Group A.
A couple of UPL games that did go down. Some of the results is what I will be giving you. But before that, I want us to look at Omedi Dennis, whose Rabona goal strike has been nominated in there is the CAF Awards 2024. After being nominated in there is the FIFA Puskas Award, Dennis Omedi's brilliant Rabona strike still against KCCA in the FIFA Super 8 tournament has earned another recognition. The goal was nominated for the prestigious Goal of the Year category at the CAF Awards 2024. Only Omedi's goal and Yassine Benzia Wanda volley for Algeria against South Africa got both nominations for there is CAF and Puskas. According to CAF, fans will get the chance to have their say over who wins the prestigious award. The shortlist created by an expert CAF technical panel features 11 goals scored in there is a CAF competitions between January and October 2024, reflecting the incredible talent of players across the continent. To facilitate voting, CAF has created a dedicated platform available on the CAF website and official social media channels. Fans can participate in the process and select for there is their favorite goal, with their votes counting towards 70% of the overall score. The other 30% will be made up of the selections by CAF's technical experts. Voting is ongoing. Remember, wherever you can be catching us from, all Ugandans, let us leave club rivals aside. Yeah, I could be supporting Nduporoka Football Club, I could be supporting Rail, I could be supporting KCCA, I could not be supporting the club that is Dennis Omedi plays, or there is a Chitara Football Club. But this will be for Uganda. So let's come through and, of course, cast in our votes for Dennis Omedi to see to it that he really brings this back home. The winner will be announced during the glittering CAF Awards Gala, scheduled for Monday, 16th December 2024 in Marrakech, Morocco. And remember, AFCON will be taking place in Morocco 2025. This category stands out as the only CAF award with inputs from the sporting public, emphasizing the power of fans in determining the winner. The 11 nominees for a CAF Goal of the Year 2024 include Abdul Aziz Issa, who plays for Dreams Football Club. He scored against APC Lopito in there is a Total Energies CAF. Then Abubakar Koita, who plays for Mauritania, where of course Mauritania played Angola in a Total Energies AFCON, that was last year. And then Dennis Omedi, who plays for Chitara Football Club, where he scored this game in Chitara Football Club versus KCCA in the FIFA Super 8. And then Ibrahim Adel, who comes from Egypt and plays, scored this goal where Mauritania was playing Egypt in there is Total Energies. And then we have Kevin Pina, who comes from Cape Verde, and this goal was scored when Cape Verde was taking on Mozambique in Total Energies AFCON 2023. And then also we have Cristóvão, who scored his goal. He plays for Angola. He scored his goal when Angola, of course, took on Namibia in Total Energies AFCON 2023. And then Nene Dogeles, who plays for Mali, and scored his magic goal when Mali took on Cote d'Ivoire in Total AFCON Energies. And then also we have Said Benrama, who plays for Algeria, and he got to score his magic when, of course, Algeria was playing Togo in there is Total Energies AFCON 2025 qualifiers. And then Sebastian Hala, who plays for Cote d'Ivoire, and scored his magic goal when Cote d'Ivoire took there is Nigeria in Total Energies. And then Wassam Abu Ali, who plays for Al Ahly, and he scored his game when Al Ahly took on TP Mazembe in Total Energies. Then Yassine Benzia, who plays for Algeria, and got his magic goal when Algeria took on South Africa in the FIFA Series 2024. Those are some of the lists of course, the magic goals that have been nominated in there. And of course, how you will who you want to be the award winner is who you will be voting, definitely. Or the different websites for voting are there into the different social media handles. You can go in there. For all you Gunners, let us rally behind Dennis Omedi and bring this home. And remember, within there is the English Premier League. We did have a couple of games, of course, that did go down. And we started with Friday, an early kickoff that did see Brighton taking on Southampton, and this game ended 1-1. We did see on Saturday a couple of games. Brentford took on Leicester, Crystal Palace played Newcastle, Nottingham Forest did play there is Ipswich, Wolves played Bournemouth, and we did see West Ham taking on Arsenal. Starting with the Arsenal game, Arsenal did beat West Ham 5-2, and then Bournemouth beat Wolves 4-2, and then we did see Ipswich losing to Nottingham Forest 1-0. Crystal Palace and Newcastle played a 1-1 draw. Brentford beat Leicester 4-1. Coming through to Sunday, where also we did see a couple of games going down in some of the fixtures. We had Chelsea taking on Aston Villa, Manchester United took on Everton. We did see Tottenham playing Fulham, and then Manchester City took on Liverpool in there. We did see Chelsea winning in their game, beating Aston Villa 3-0, and then Manchester United also beat Everton. There is a 4-0. Tottenham Fulham, they did share in the points. It ended on a 1-1 draw. And then Liverpool Manchester City, this game did end on 2-0 in there for there is a Manchester City. But for Manchester United, I think it was a plus for Amorim in there, who of course now is getting the best out of most of the players. We did see that were being benched by the former manager, that there is Erik ten Hag. But currently, Amorim is bringing out all of these players. Those that we did not see them having scoring errors under there is a coach Erik ten Hag. We are seeing them scoring goals for fun. And there is the new coach, there is Amorim, the likes of the Ahmad, and the rest of the players that did, of course, come through to see that they make the second day or the second fixture for Amorim very, very easy while at Manchester United. Meanwhile, for there is a Manchester City and the Liverpool game, of course, we did see that end on a 2-0, where, of course, Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah secure victory as crisis deepens for there is a Pep Guardiola. Gakpo and Mo Salah and Liverpool, a confident victory over brittle Manchester City, who are now winless in 7 games. Liverpool's lead at the top of the Premier League stretches to 9 points over second placed Arsenal, 11 better off than there is Manchester City. Liverpool took in their opportunity to open up an incredible 11-point gap on Manchester City with, of course, a pulsating 2-0 victory over the reigning Premier League champions. That was down at Anfield. Coded by chance of you getting sacked in the morning. Of course, these were the noise that did go through to there is a Pep Guardiola. He responded to the Anfield crowd by highlighting City's 6 Premier League titles under him. But in only the first week of December, it already appears that the champions are as good as out of this season's race, having lost 4 consecutive league games for the first time since 2008 in there. And I don't think there is any way back for Manchester City to get back to there is the winning ways, because going 7 winless, I mean, what else is there? What is new that Pep Guardiola could actually bring through to see that they get back to winning ways? They're having also another game, I think, this Wednesday or over the weekend, some fixture that we shall be discussing tomorrow. Briefly, I want us to look at the table standings. Liverpool sits on top of the table with 34 points. Arsenal sits in position number 2 with, of course, 25 points. Chelsea sits in position number 3 with 25 points. Brighton sits in position number 4 with there is 23 points. Manchester City position number 5 with 23 points. Nottingham Forest position number 6 with 22 points. Tottenham sits in position number 7 with, of course, 20 points. Brentford also has 20 points. Manchester United sits in position number 9 with 19 points. Fulham is in 10th position with, of course, 19 points. And then the rest of the teams that are coming through in there. And that is how, of course, that is how your table standings in the English Premier League looks like. So where is your club sitting? And remember, today there will be games in there is Premier League. We shall be seeing Tuesday, 3rd December. Crystal Palace will be taking on Ipswich in there, and then the rest of the fixtures, or the rest of the games, of course, will be coming down over the weekend. And how the games will be is something we shall be giving you. And remember also, Champions League returns this Friday, not like the usual Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, it will be this Friday, 6th December, and of course Sunday, where of course we shall be seeing a couple of games going down within there is the Championship League. And how these fixtures will be, since the games are on Friday, today is yet a Tuesday, we shall be giving you definitely how the games will be going down. That was all we had for you within there is the Whistle Time with me, Susie, your host. And definitely I should say we're handing you over to the movie hour. And thanks to the entire team that has made